today on Divorce Court.
I cannot believe that my fiance cheated on me with the girl from our neighborhood and got her pregnant 6 months after we had a miscarriage.
I had one affair, one kid, and it feels like I had 6 kids on Danita.
I just want the judge to give me hope that I can trust him again.
After these last 5 years, I need some advice because I got a lot of time investing in Danita, and I'm just gonna keep fighting for it.
If the judge tells me that I cannot trust him, then the relationship is over.
I love her, and I'll do anything for her to forgive me.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Danita Brown and Sam Twan.
Yes, ma'am.
Sam Twan Hobby, the two of you have been together for over 9 years, and you still can't decide whether or not you should marry. You don't have any children together, but between you, you have 6 children with other folk, right?
Yes.
So you've come to me for my opinion. You've taken my compatibility test, you've given me your license, and you've given me permission to tear it up should I find that this union is ill-advised. Ms. Brown, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship, why you want him, but you're not quite sure it's the right thing?
Okay, so I met Sam Twan in 1997. He actually lived across the street from my aunt, and I went over my aunt's and he was there. He asked me to braid his hair. I braided it. In the midst of me braiding his hair, we were talking. We exchanged numbers. We continued talking after that. Maybe a few months down the line, I seen like he's very flirty. He's a ladies' man. So I kind of decided that's probably not where I need to go at that time. We both.
You didn't want to be bothered with all of that
and
all
not
that
at
trouble.
all.
I wish more women would think like that. You know what I mean? Hey, he's a traveler. He runs around with everybody. We all think, yeah, but I'm the one that can settle him down. But anyway, go ahead, Mrs. Brown.
So 10 years later, we see each other again at my aunt's again, and we both discovered that we had ended relationships. We decided to give it another chance or whatever. I figured that in 10 years, maybe he had matured a little bit more. And so we started this relationship. I ended up moving into a house like a street over from where he lived. And it was like, maybe like 3 days into my move, it's 4 in the morning, I get a knock at the door, I open it, it's his ex. She's like, handed me keys, and I'm like, what are these? She was like, when me and Sam Twan broke up, I never gave him his keys back to the house because she stayed there too. So she like, if you go over there right now and go in the house, he's in there right now with the girl. So I was like, I don't want the keys. I'm not gonna do that. We're new. I'm gonna go ahead and trust. She left, whatever. It still kind of played in the back of my head. I was still wondering about it. So I tapped into his voicemail like 2 days later. And lo and behold, it's a message from a woman saying, why aren't you answering for me? I can't believe you're dodging my calls and we just had sex the other day. So then I'm blown away by this.
Were you guys in an exclusive relationship when that occurred, or were you guys just kind of ramping up into it?
The relationship was new, like it was only a few months into it, but...
I'm gonna say something. First of all, you sounded very reasonable. You're making me very happy. So I'm just gonna say that. But sometimes women presume a certain level of closeness and exclusivity that isn't there because that's kind of how we think about things. I'm gonna go ask him if he was on the same page with you. Were you too exclusive at the time that ex offered her the keys to that house?
Well, really, we just basically had started like dating, you know, really. So when I met Danita, like I truly felt that when we rekindled our love, like it was gonna be like the best, because once we both took a split for 10 years and we got back together, I said, oh, it gotta be destined for us to get back together. So like I was like the happiest, the proudest. But I admit it, I did. I told her the untruth about a few things about the phone call. But Danita, once she had a miscarriage, it seemed like everything just it spiraled down.
Okay. How long were the two of you together before she got pregnant?
I want to say 2 years.
2 years? Now you have kids with other women.
Yes.
How many?
2.
And you have how many?
I have two.
2. So you both had 2. And were you excited when she got pregnant?
Excited. Excited ain't the word, because like my other children, I never seen a child born. And like I just knew me and Danita, I was gonna see my first child born with her. And things was just gonna, like, I was gonna get to be a dad, be there for the child, and we was gonna raise the child together.
In an intact family.
In an
and
intact
that's what you
family,
were looking for.
in a home together with me and her, the woman who I love.
You were excited about it.
Oh man, excited. I was, man, beyond. So what happened was, she distanced herself away from me. Like when that happened, like she distanced herself.
Well, you skipped over
Yeah.
the really important part. And I think that might be a symptom of one of the problems that we have here. So I'm going to stop you right there, ask her one more question, and then we're going to go back to where the problems really began. And I'm going to start you at the right part of the story so you won't miss it. Did you trust him before the pregnancy, even whatever messy stuff happened in the beginning? Between then and the time you got pregnant, were you comfortable that he was a trustworthy guy and the man that you wanted to be with?
Not at all. I think that the whole time I was pregnant, I was stressed, and because I was like, I'm a detective. I have to check out everything, but it wouldn't have been like that had he not made me not, because I didn't start off with him not trusting him. That's evident, or I would have took those keys and went over there. So he doesn't really tell the truth a lot, like with the whole phone call, because he has had that number for quite a while, like 12 years. So he like, somebody could have just called on wrong number, or they could have called because I've been having the number so long and just playing, or the ex could have just called trying to be messy because you didn't fall for the whole key thing. So
all of that is possible.
Yeah.
All of that is possible, and I haven't heard anything else that demonstrates to me that he's an untrustworthy guy. But we're going to examine a few more things, and then we'll figure out what happened.
She distanced herself away, so I just basically stayed a little way just to give her time to just.
Well, you did more than stay away. 6 months after the miscarriage, you got another woman pregnant. Is that accurate? So I understand you became pregnant.
Okay.
You didn't plan it.
No.
It was a surprise.
Yes.
Were you concerned? He says he was over the moon. Were you happy?
Well, I was happy because I know like his history would not, seeing his kids born. So it was exciting for me to be able to give him that also. So when I lost the baby, it was really like damaging to me.
How far along were you when
5
you lost
months.
the baby? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And so it's
You
hard.
said you had a stressful pregnancy.
I did.
Why was it stressful?
Well, I think it was more me stressing, because I'm not gonna really say that he did so much stuff. It's just me, like, always trying to
Wondering what I did.
investigate,
Worrying about
everything.
whether or not
Yes.
he's going to do something
Yes,
wrong.
and what I'm gonna blame him for is that he put that worry in me. Like, I wouldn't have to do that.
What did he do that made him seem so untrustworthy?
He just always, like, it's always women around him. Like, everybody is like a friend, and I knew her from there, or she's such and such cousins, or such and such. Like,
I got it.
It's
I
always
understand.
women. Yeah.
What happened after you miscarried? How did this relationship turn when that miscarriage occurred?
I think that I blamed him. I think that I felt horrible, like not being able to give him like the joy that he was looking for from having a child with me. It just, I felt by myself because even though it was his child too, I don't really think men get it. Like, you didn't feel it, so it's just kind of I kind of felt by myself. I think that I still to this day feel like that he's angry with me.
Because you miscarried?
Yes.
How did he respond to the miscarriage emotionally to you?
He didn't respond.
What do you
at
mean?
all.
You skipped the whole story. And that's why I asked her that, is that I have a sense that you didn't deal with the event. I have a sense that you didn't deal with her hurt and her pain. And skipping over the story to what you did afterward demonstrates a focus that was not quite in the right direction. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I feel like I messed up. It feel like I made her lose a baby from the things I was doing, staying out, running around, doing like all types of stuff. So I felt like...
You felt guilty.
I felt guilty. I felt like I was to blame. I caused it.
The thing that tripped me out, though, was that while all this was happening, you ran around and got another woman pregnant. Is that what happened?
6 months after.
6 months after the miscarriage, you got another woman pregnant. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Tell me how that came about.
Well, I just, like, she distanced herself away, so I just basically stayed a little way just to give her time to just...
Well, you did more than stay away.
Yeah.
You have to do things to make a baby. You have to engage in certain conduct. And you went and found another woman, and I think took solace in that. You decided to make yourself feel better by getting a woman who didn't have emotional needs, and so you could get your emotional needs met. That's what I think happened, and I want to talk to you about that and where we go from here. I don't think you ever felt a comfort in his love and affection and attention and his fidelity. I don't think you ever felt that way, not from the beginning to this day. Do you really trust him? Do you believe Sam Twan is deserving of Danita's trust? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court. I can't imagine, Ms. Brown, how did you feel when you found out not long after you miscarried that he got somebody else pregnant?
I feel like he gave somebody what was taken from me.
Mr. Hobby, do you have anything you want to say?
Yes, I do. I feel like it's no words to explain how I feel because I truly do. I love her. Like, I love her, like, deeply. It hurts so bad just, seeing her going through what she go through because I know, like, it's my fault. Like, I'm standing up. I'm taking it as the man I am. It's my fault. And I'm willing to try to, get things.
Do you have a game plan to make it right? Because you want to marry this woman in the worst way.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
She's just uncertain as to whether or not you're that guy that she can trust and have her faith and soul in.
Yes, one reason, that's why I'm here today, Your Honor, just to get some advice from you to help him just strengthen me and her as a couple and just cause...
What's your relationship with that other baby? I mean, do you deal with him or you see that child?
She does too.
You do too?
Mm-hmm.
Is that difficult for you?
It's difficult. It was difficult in the beginning. I just feel like it's not her fault. I have more issues with the mom versus, like, I can deal with the baby very well. Like, I love the baby. I love all his children. It's just, I feel like he can't be the father he wants to be because he's worried about my feelings and he always feels like he has to check in with me while I'm about to go pick her up and I don't want him to feel like that.
I gotta say this. You seem so giving. You seem very worried about him. You love his children. Is it a matter of you're just giving in because he's the guy right now? Or is it I don't think you ever felt a comfort in his love and affection and attention and his fidelity. I don't think you ever felt that way. Not from the beginning to this day. Do you really trust him?
I don't trust him at all. I don't trust him at all.
Okay. We're gonna have to address that. Do you think Danita should forgive Samtwan's infidelity? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Mr. Hobby, I believe you. I absolutely believe you love this woman. I absolutely believe that you want to save this. But I want to say something to both of you. Mr. Hobby, what you did to her was like an emotional beating. I mean, you took her heart, her soul, her spirit, and you whooped it. I mean, beat it, knocked it down, bloodied her nose, smacked her all around. And what happens when you beat somebody, they bleed. And the next day, their nose is still broken, their eyes still swollen up. You have to actively fix that. You have to actively do something about the pain that you put her in. You can't just say, I'm sorry, and say, get over it. What you have to do is change something significant about yourself, what you do, how you treat her, where you go, something to give her a sense that you're looking to heal her wounds. And not only that, but become the man that you have yet to be today, which is the man that she can trust. No, no running around, no flirting. You got a love affair going with that word, I. She looks outward a lot. You look inward, and she was looking to give you that baby and you that experience, and she felt guilty about what you lost. But when she had that major loss, you found love in the arms of another woman because you couldn't deal with her pain. You got to turn around and stand in front of her for a period of time, deal with that pain, work with it. Don't worry about you. Worry about her welfare, how she feels, how her heart is, how she hurts. And then when you do that, you must, in tandem, not be that guy anymore. Because that guy hurt her. That guy doesn't deserve her. You got to find one that does. Ms. Brown, don't get married because you think it's your fate to be with him. Get married because you think he's going to better your life emotionally, in a sense that it's not, I'm taking on this burden, but I'm taking on someone who can lift me up and feel better. And I don't think you're there yet. I don't think you're there yet at all. So you be a little selfish for a while. You concentrate on your needs and your wants. I would go to a therapist if I were you. I don't know, I have 2 children. I know what it is to have a baby inside me. I cannot imagine that loss. I think you need to work through that. And if she needs you to go there with her, you better show.
I'm here.
You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you might want to go look for her. You know what I mean? You cherish her, treat her as like she's the most important thing in your life. And then maybe you'll be that guy who deserves her. And I hope you become that one day. But don't you marry him until he becomes that guy. You hear me? This matter is adjourned.